Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to go back to old favorites from 2020 and last year, do a whole face of makeup and see if these products are still favorites. Have they stood the test of time, and give you guys my thoughts and let you know if any of these have been replaced. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree and I am just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun and colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot of indie makeup. So if that's what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright my love bugs, it's time to see if these products are still good. Do I still love these? I was going back through old videos of mine, just seeing what I used to talk about. It feels like looking at a different person, and I started watching some of my old favorites and I was like, wow, I haven't used some of those products in a long time. Do I still even like them? Because our preferences change as we go, trends change. You find out you like a different style versus what you used to like. So I want to see if these are really still my favorites. Have they stood the test of time? Are these my tried and trues? I feel like these videos are just so interesting because I can give you a super thorough review. I mean, after 2 years or 1 year of using a product, I can really attest to it and let you know whether it's good or not. So I'm gonna get a little closer, create a look, see what we can come up with. This will also give you a good opportunity to pull out some of your old favorites and do a makeup look and give us a chance to use older makeup in our collection. So I'm gonna get a little closer so we can get into this look. All right, y'all, I have this mustardy shirt on because I think I'm just ready for fall. I'm so ready for cooler weather. This heat is getting to me. I'm even gonna put my cat ears on because you know what? It's already Halloween. It's pre-Halloween. I mean, Halloween's next month. So why not? Let's have some cat ears. So I need to prime. And a primer that I've talked about, I think last year in a favorites video, was the Fenty Beauty True Matte Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. And yes, this is still a favorite. I even talked about this in my top 3 makeup products in every category, and this was one of the primers. It's nice, it's lightweight, it feels like a gel moisturizer, it smells delicious, and it makes your skin just so smooth and soft, and I don't know, it has a satininess to it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It makes your skin feel like baby skin, okay? And now for complexion, I have the Purley's Perfect Glow BB Cream SPF 30, which is in my daily makeup drawer. And I still like this product a lot, but I do feel like this has been replaced in my collection by other skin tints. I've found a lot that work really well on my oily skin, like the One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base. I love this. The Estee Lauder Sheer Makeup, the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint has definitely, been more of what I want than this, even though I think it's nice. But I have the shade medium, and I'm just gonna use this up until it's done because I still enjoy using it. It's lightweight, it's easy to apply. It's actually a really good shade for me right now, and I do enjoy it. So that looks good. Now, I don't have any concealers that I had in any of those favorite videos or powders, so I'm gonna do that off camera so we can just focus on the things that were mentioned, and I will be right back. But now I need to bronze. I feel very flat and one shade. I need some more. So the one that I mentioned in a favorites was the Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette, and yes, this is definitely still a favorite. I've even hit pan on the bronzer in here, and I have dips in these too. This is a contour shade, a highlighting shade to clean up and stuff. So yes, I need to get another one of these. Now, my only gripe with this bronzer is I don't feel like they have enough shades. I think Kaleidos has 3 different shades. I think there's a light, a medium, and a dark shade. And I do feel like they could go a couple shades darker, at least at minimum, and they could go a little lighter, or maybe 3 or 4 shades darker. I do feel like a lot of people are being excluded from using such an amazing bronzer. It's so blendable, it's very silky, it's easy to just diffuse into the skin. I don't feel like it's an overly warm bronzer. So I have the Elva Flower Blushers from Uden's Eye. I have 3 different shades. I love these so much. I talked about them in a best blushes video that I did, and these were in there because they have like a beautiful like satin sheen. They're phenomenal. I did see that they had gone on sale for a little bit on Uden's Eye, so I was like kind of worried that they were going to discontinue this product, but I still think it's there. Please tell me it's still there because these are so good. So let's put Little Jasmine on. Dust some of the excess off. Just put that on my cheeks. You guys are gonna see like the most beautiful sheen off of this. Oh God. And it has great pigmentation, but you can like diffuse it if needed. It can be blended out. It's not to the point where it's so pigmented you can't get it to diffuse. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Do you see? It has like a glow to it. So one of the highlighters that I mentioned in my favorites was the Elva 2 palette. This is from Uden's Eye, and when I got this, I was just like so amazed by it. But now I'm thinking about it, I haven't used it much, and honestly, I never touched these 2 shades. This is blue, and this one has like a violet purpley shift to it. And the only 2 I really would use in this are these 2, and this palette looks almost untouched. But I'm gonna go into Gnome, which is the one I always go to. It's a peachy highlighter. It's so pretty. This one is more on the smooth end. Like, look at that. Oh, this is beautiful. So I'm gonna put this on the cheeks. Ooh, I think I picked up a little bit too much, but I still really like this highlighter. Now, the other one that I was obsessed with in here is Salamander. This one right here, I'm gonna try that too, because this one is like super intense. So we'll see. So I'm gonna use that right there, and now I'm gonna go into Salamander and see. Wow, this looks like kind of chunky. I don't know. Now, I feel like this is just more sparkle than anything. When I first got this, I was obsessed, but I don't know. I feel like my highlighter preferences have changed since I've used this, and I like more of a smoother formula. I don't mind a little bit of shimmer, but I feel like this is just shimmer specks on the cheeks. There's not really like a base to it. I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is still a favorite. I feel like this is more like a shadow topper or like an inner corner highlight, but I don't know about it being for highlighter. So I did have a favorite brow product that I had mentioned. It's the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I love this thing still, but I have replaced it. And the reason why is I don't like that there's 2 products in it, like in this component. There's the pen side and then the pencil side, and both sides are good, but you get half the product because there's 2 different products in this component. And you also have to like both of the products, because if not, it's a waste. Luckily, I liked both products. And then another thing is I end up using the pencil first before I can finish this up. So then I still have to end up getting another pencil to fill in. So I have replaced this with the NYX Lift and Snatch for the pen part to do like the little fine hair details. And then I love the Kosas brow gel. I love the Gimme brow gel. I love the Kosas pencil. I love this from Give Beauty, the Gwen Stefani line. So I'm gonna fill out my brows. I'm not gonna make you watch me do the whole thing, because to me, brows are boring to see people fill out their brows. And by the way, I have the shade Dark Drapes. So I think we now can get into the eyes. So I do need to put on some primer, which I don't know if I mentioned a favorites primer in those videos, but I'm going to use this. It's a Holy Grail tried and true product, so why not? It's the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm sure you've seen it a million times on people's channels. Okay, so now getting into an eye look. So in those videos, I mentioned quite a few eyeshadow palettes, but I'm only going to use 2 today because I can't use that many shadows on my eyes. But one of the palettes I mentioned was the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, which they actually brought this back. It used to be a limited edition, but when I last checked, it was on Natasha Denona's website. This is a very fall-esque, neutral, a little bit of grunge palette. And then the other palette I mentioned was the Sugar Crystal Violet Voss palette. And this is totally on a different spectrum. It's light pastel, light shimmers, but I feel like they're gonna work really well because it's kind of like a contrast to the darker, more nudie shades, and this is more colorful. So I'm gonna use these together, but I mentioned both of these as favorites in the 2 videos that I watched. I'm gonna start off with the Violet Voss palette, and I'm gonna go into these warm, beautiful tones here. I'm gonna start off with Pear Berry. Is that a thing? Is there such thing as a pear berry? And I'm gonna go in with this fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use this as like initial transition. Ooh, I forgot how powdery these are, but we'll see, we'll see. I haven't used this in so long. Like, why am I neglecting palettes in my collection? And that's a rhetorical question because I already know the answer to that because I keep buying new palettes. And these beautiful things get so neglected. Ooh, okay, I forgot about the pigmentation on these mattes. I haven't used the Violet Voss palette in so long. Anyways, I'm gonna go into Banana. I'm gonna use that on the edge to like diffuse the end of that peachy coral and to bring some warmth. Yes, warm, grungy vibes is what I'm going for. And I just want to have like a nice gradient and have that warmth up on the top. So I'm just doing that. And that's a nice pigmented shade too. So now let's get into the Natasha Denona palette. This beautiful thing right here. And I want to get more of like a packing brush. Yeah, I'm going to use this Smashbox one. And maybe this. I'm going to see if this is a little deeper than the orange I used. I'm pretty sure it is. But I'm going to put that on the outer corner. Yeah, this one has a little bit more depth, and this is more on the pumpkin-y terracotta side, and this one in the crease is more like a corally orange. Now I want to get a little darker with the look, a little bit more depth. So I want to use this shade right here, this brown shade, which is called Antique. I hate that the shades are on this plastic instead of the actual palette. Oh, that kills me. But I'm going to go into that one, and the orange one was called Right, by the way. In case you're wondering, I'm sure you weren't. But this brown one is one of the cream to powder shadows, so they do best with a packing brush. You don't want to use a fluffy brush. You just want to use this as though it's like a cream product. So I just like stamp it in, and then like you can just kind of slowly manipulate the edge to blend into the shadow. Like, look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. So I want to do the lower lash line now, and I think I need to put a pop of olive. Like, how can I ignore the olive shades in here? So I'm going to take this little short flat brush because the olive shade I want to use in the Natasha Denona palette is a cream to powder, so it just works best on a dense shadow. And that shade is called Lethal, based on my little chart here. And I'm going to pick it up on the end here. And I'm going to use this on the bottom. I love these kind of cream to powders. They're just so easy to put on the eyes, and they're pigmented. As long as you just use a very dense brush. So this is making me so excited for fall, how this looks. But I'm going to go into the NYX Glitter Primer, which I talked about this many times as being a favorite of mine. And I do like this a lot. I like it a little bit more than the Give Me Glow one that I've been using lately. So now let's go into the shimmers. I want to take this red. This red right here is calling me. It is for some reason. So let's pick that up in the same brush. I do feel like this one is going to be more like a side, but I'm going to use that on the outer edge. Yeah, it's just like a traditional, like smooth formula. And now I'm going to go into the shade called Rust. This beautiful shade right here. The funny thing is I just did a video on how I don't use shades like this. I was talking about like things I was decluttering. But it looks really pretty and it's going to go with the vibe. So I'm going to use that here. And then after this one, I'm going to go into the Violet Voss one and pull shimmers from that one. Now we're going to get into this shade called Orange Cream in the Violet Voss palette. I'm going to use the same brush. It's like a peachy color, and I'm going to use that in the inner portion. It's gonna definitely be a big contrast to the shades we're using in the Natasha Denona palette because it's way light, but it's gonna give that pop and brightness that we need. Maybe I'll go in a little bit with lemon drop on top of it, this yellowy one. Kind of mix them. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna really show a difference, but whatever. We're doing things here, okay? So I'm gonna take this little short flat brush, and I wanna do some green action down here. So I'm gonna take the shade Pistachio from the Violet Voss palette, and I'm gonna use that just in like the front part. Oh, that meshes so well with that olive shade. Oh yes, these palettes they were meant to be friends. They really were, because they are vibing so well together. So now let's do the inner corner highlight, and I'm gonna take Limeade, the Violet Voss palette. I'm gonna take this pencil brush. I'm gonna wet it with just water. There's water in here now. It used to be like a setting spray, but it ran out, and I replaced it with water. I'm gonna wet that. We're gonna get it nice and foiled and sexy and put it in the inner portion. I have to hurry up because Casey's on his way back, and we're gonna go have sushi and sake tonight. And I'm taking forever to put this together, but that's just the story of my life. So that's it for the shadows that I'm going to use on the lid. I think this looks so beautiful. I'm going to do liner mascara because I don't have any to like rediscover, because in those videos, any of the ones I mentioned, I don't have anymore. So I'm going to use my tried and true, and then I will be back and we'll like finish up the look, put a lippy on it, everything, and then I can wrap up the video. All right, I'm back. I just did some mascara. I did my usual combo, the Rare Beauty and the Trustique mascara, and I used the LA Girl Shockwave liner and Gotcha, just a, you know, standard green. So now for a lip that I said was one of my favorites, I think 2 years ago, and it's still a favorite, guys. These are so good. These are the Propa Beauty Luminous Satin Lipsticks. They're gorgeous, they're affordable, they have tons of shades, but I'm gonna line my lips. And lip liners that I talked about being favorites was the Nabla lip liners, and these still are top favorites of mine. I even mentioned it in that top 3, you know, makeup category video that I did, and I love them. So I'm gonna go into the shade called number 5. It's a brown. I think I'll mesh, and I think I'm gonna use the shade called Made It, which is a like terracotta, but I'm gonna use that to line my lips. God, look at how creamy those are. They just glide on the lips, but they're not like a formula where they're so creamy they smear. They last. I'm telling you guys, these last all day. And you're gonna see how beautiful this is. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that sheen. There we go. It made such a beautiful like orangey brown. And do you guys see the beautiful sheen? Besides the fact that I need to exfoliate my lips really badly, it's actually doing pretty well over my rough lips, but I think it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I think that's it. Yeah, that's everything from my favorites videos. I'm gonna take these little cat ears off. I'm going to zoom out a bit because I feel like I'm a little close, and I'm gonna wrap up this video. Okay, loves, I really enjoyed filming this video. This was so much fun. It gave me a chance to rediscover old favorites, and I feel like I've fallen back in love with some of these products all over again. There's only a few products that I feel like I have replaced, but the eyeshadow palettes are absolutely stunning. Like, look at this eye look. You can't deny this eye look is fire. I love it. But the Metropolitan, I was gonna say, the Metropolis palette is really good. It's perfect. It's going to be so good for the fall season. And what really stands out in this palette are the mattes. The cream to powders are amazing. If you just do that technique I was talking about, you will love these. They're so good. And then this one too is beautiful from Violet Voss. These shades all can be highlighters. The mattes are more pigmented than I remembered. Like, that's a good thing. I think I even love this even more than the last time I talked about it. The blushes from Uden's Eye, stunning. The Kaleidos bronzer, stunning. Propa Beauty lipsticks, gorgeous. I mean, look at my lips. It's opaque, it's creamy, it's sheeny, it's just scrumptious. Now, the products that I am replacing or have been replaced is the Perfect Glow BB Cream from Purlisse. It's a nice satin skin tint, but I have skin tints that work better for my oily skin. These all right here, they're more of a matte finish. The other one too is the highlighter palette. I used to love this from Oud Inside, the Elva 2 palette, but I feel like my preferences in highlighters have changed since I've used this. I do really like the Gnome shade, but the other ones I don't see myself using. This one's way too sparkly and the sparkles are pretty visible and like bigger on the cheeks, and it doesn't really have a base. So I feel like I'm just like having sparkles spread all over my cheeks, but I'm not really getting the highlighted look because it has no base. This one I think should have been a shadow, like a topper, inner corner highlight. I just don't think it looks the best on the cheeks because I do have texture. I guess I just want something a little bit more smoother. Like this one is smooth. This one is really smooth and just glides on, but to have a whole highlighter palette and only like one shade just sucks. I definitely have replaced some with like the Pat McGrath highlighters. Like I love this Lunar Nude one. I love my Kaleidos highlighters, and some of them do have shifts, but I just think they sit on the cheeks better. I mean, I have a lot of highlighters that I love that I would probably reach over this palette. So I'll have to figure out what to do with that. And then the brow product. I definitely have other brow products that I love more than the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I'm going to finish this up since I have it. And maybe if it was ever on sale, I would purchase it again because I do like the formula of these two products. And that's it. That's been replaced. Everything else, super amazing. Anyways, guys, that was everything for this video. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Are there like favorites that you've had forever that you still love? I would love to hear what those are. Also, if you did enjoy this video and you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the products linked if you want to check them out for yourself. I will also have other videos of mine as well as those favorite videos I talked about if you want to check them out. I will also have my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam as well, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting my channel. I appreciate all of you so much, and I just hope you are all doing well wherever you are in the world, and I'm just sending you all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.